Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Fields, and I'm back. Just want to get my thoughts on the return of Andy Ruiz Jr., man. Quick shout out to Sebastian Fundora. Step Up Fight did his thing. It's just, I've been watching for him because it's just interesting, a 6'5", 6'6" kid fighting at 154. He's just tall, lanky, 80-inch reach, so it's just crazy to see him fight. And he prefers to fight on the inside. He likes to be in the firefight, likes to just be on the inside and just fight you on the inside. The last couple fights I've seen, the kid continues to he pushes himself from the inside, smothers a lot of his work, but every now and again you'll see him pull away, throw a quick combination. But decent kid, got some good hands. I feel like he's still gotta clean up his defense a little bit, because as he goes up and in competition, these guys are gonna have a lot more power. And, he definitely was taking Jorge Cota's shot last night. Pretty good shots. And so, that proved, a bit of a durable chin. But, of course, the likes of Charlo, like a Tim Tszyu, Rosario, these guys, can crack. And so, so it'd be a different ball game, trying to stay on the inside. But, he's so long. So, I like to see him develop the ability to just keep people at the end of a jab and just pick them off, with straight shots. But it's good, I'll keep watching his career. Decent kid, though, decent fighter. And just Andy Ruiz, just to speak about Andy Ruiz, man, definitely was anticipating his return. I wanted to see how he would look. Areola's no slouch, man, and I knew this would be, had the potential to be a pretty fun fight. And the fight did break out, and Andy Ruiz was hurt multiple times throughout the fight. He was knocked down at least once. He may have been knocked down twice, but he definitely dipped. Whether or not his glove touched the canvas is another thing, but he was hurt multiple times by Chris Areola. And Chris Areola looked good, man. I mean, he was mobile. He was mobile. He was making good use of the jab, kept it to the basics, 1-2, double jab, straight right hand. But he looked pretty good, man. He's 40 years old. Chris Areola is still out here doing his thing. This dude done fought everybody. And, it arguably could have went his way, honestly. I'm not mad at the decision. I definitely think that the scorecards were kind of wide. I didn't see it that wide for Andy Ruiz. Maybe he pulled away towards the end of the fight, but it was definitely a really, really close fight. Especially, with the knockdown that Chris Areola had. But Andy looked good. He still, he was mobile. He looked fast. He was getting hurt in there, man. I mean, he was just getting hurt, but he was throwing combinations. He was jabbing to the body. He was using kind of the same 1-2-3 over and over again, and Areola caught on to that. Areola's defense was pretty good last night as well. Areola was missing a lot. Ruiz was missing a lot. Areola was catching a lot of his punches on the glove. But it was a good fight. I enjoyed it, man. It was a fun fight. I got my money's worth. The card was good. And so I enjoyed the night. But from here, of course, you're gonna have people that's gonna critique Andy, but Andy's still a force, man. You gotta still take the guy seriously. He's not a one-hit wonder. The kid can fight. Like I said, Areola is game for anybody. So let's see how anybody does against a fighter like Areola. Who is that B-level gatekeeper type heavyweight that's going to give everybody a problem. So, I'm not so mad that Andy Ruiz didn't do as great. Both of them were coming off layoffs. Andy Ruiz hadn't fought at least over 12, maybe 15 months or so. So, not going to be so hard on him. But I definitely expect him to look better, in his next fight. I'd like him to fight, like a White or an Ortiz. I'd rather see Wilder. For me, I'd rather see Wilder. If Wilder's not going to get the Tyson Fury fight, then I'll take a Ruiz Wilder. But I want to see Wilder fight White. That's a fight that I feel like has been marinating for a while. And if he's not going to fight Fury, I think that would be a good fight to make for Wilder. And a big fight for Wilder. I think that'd be a really big fight for Wilder. I'd like to see Ruiz and Ortiz, because Ortiz is getting back in the mix. He's calling for the fight. That would be an excellent fight, Ruiz and Ortiz. I'm not sure who exactly I favor in that fight just yet, but that's a really good one, you know. So if that one happened next, that one would be good. Who else we got out there? I mean, you know, Usyk, they can do a Ruiz White, you know, but of course with how he looked last night, you know, it looks like White would beat him, you know, but you just have to go fight by fight, man. You know, a lot of people are going to write Andy Ruiz off because of how he looked against Arreola, getting hurt, getting dropped. But the kid can still fight. He's very, very fast. That's going to be problems for anybody, you know. You can't get comfortable. You got to get Andy Ruiz out of there, honestly. All these guys at the top, you know, when you get to Andy Ruiz or, you know, anyone that's fighting him, you got to get the kid out of there. Because he's fast, he's going to start firing off combinations. He's going to start catching you, and it could be that kind of night. So I still think he's a good fighter. You know, I'm not calling him a one-hit wonder. He was already in the top 10 before the loss to AJ. In the rematch, and of course the loss to Parker, which that was a very another close fight. Controversial fight. But yeah, we'll see what Andy Ruiz does from here. Looking forward to seeing, what fights they can make in the future. It looks like we're going to start getting some good fights, man, in boxing. So, it's kind of like they've given us poop fights, for so long. And, at this point, you really can't feed that to us anymore. Eventually, we're at a point now, just because of time, that now they have to start making these fights, So I feel like within the next 12 to 18 months, and definitely a few this year, we're going to start to see some really good matchups, man. And so, yeah, appreciate you guys listening. Please like, subscribe, man, and I will catch you guys on the next one. And I'm out.